thought I'd rub that blue sky in for you. As always, hello, welcome back. Light aircraft just reminds me, back in the UK, whenever you heard a lawnmower or a light aircraft, that meant spring was here or the beginning of summer. And it really does feel it this last couple of days. The temperature's just gone up to the late 20s in centigrade. The evenings have gone a tiny bit warmer as well. A little bit to go before they get comfortable, but right now, last night was probably maybe the second night that I haven't had the salamander on. And if you were living in a house right now here, you would be turning all of your heating systems off, whatever that may be, knowing that the house is keeping nice and warm during the day. So where are we? Well, as you know, we got rid of everyone working for us because it was just a pain in the arse and proving too difficult for James and I. Things weren't getting done, we weren't happy with everything, and yeah, it was affecting us. We were just let down basically. Every single turn we were let down, and it got to a point where we weren't enjoying what we were doing. So there was only one decision to make at that point, and that was to get rid of everybody. Not Detlev, of course. He's been helping us out from time to time, and he'll be coming back next week. But all these other guys, nah. So unfortunately, it does mean that now we're doing absolutely everything. And of course, we would have done things in a slightly different order had we not got these guys in the first place. So we are a little bit behind on that one, but the roof is our Achilles heel. And we do need to get that sorted out as quick as possible. And that's what I'm going to be concentrating on the next week and a half to 2 weeks. And hopefully in that time, we'll get something up there that resembles a roof. But in the meantime, I've got to do all that wiring for the skeleton that's going to be wrapped around the walls of the roof to get ready for the ring beam concrete being poured in there. And then once that's done, we can get that roof on there. And hopefully once that's sorted out, we'll be back into our comfort zone and we'll be able to just crack on and hopefully get this house starting to look like it's taking shape. We'll see how we get on. It's going to be a little bit laborious for the next couple of weeks, but it's all going to be worth it in the end because it's going to look amazing. Yeah. Rebar. What are you doing, Andy? I hear you say. Well, I am trying to create a nice strong metal framework around the walls on top, so we got a nice strong support to get this roof on. It will hold it all together. And what I've done is, and I've done this in the past quite a few times, it's just when you haven't done it for a while, remembering, a bit like tying up your shoelaces, riding a bike. I just had to get back into the rhythm again. But I've been using these squares with 4 lengths of rebar, wiring it all together. And now what I've got to do, because I've done one length, is go down that way. So you can see down here that I have bent this one piece here, and I'm just going to go down that end and bend it down there as well. I'll show you how I do that in a second, but I just want to try and line it up and make sure that I've got them the right lengths first of all, and then we'll wire them up. great tool, this. Ooh, I've set this up now, ready to run the length of this, but I have to say that was a little bit fiddly doing that, and I'm kind of regretting the fact that I put a bend on both ends, testing me a little bit. I should really now, if I was going to do it again, just do one end, and then on the next run that I do, I put a bend on that, and then I don't have to worry about at this end making sure that this square is going to fit perfectly and I've got them the right length. So it's going to be a little bit fiddly this, but we will get it done. Now, before I carry on, I know there are a lot of people wondering what we're actually doing with this roof, so I thought I would just quickly explain it, because I guess I've been holding back saying what we're going to do because I knew I was going to get a few armchair critics, the purists, grinding their teeth, itchy fingers typing away, accusing me of ruining this house. But we've decided that we're going to go with a sandwich board. And if you guys don't understand what a sandwich board is, it's basically a sheet of metal with a thick layer of foam in it and then metal on top. But nowadays you can get them with a tiled effect on it. And I have been looking recently, and obviously I've been eyeing up houses over the years as well that have them on, and I'm really impressed with how they look. So I know there will be some people that say I should go with the original tiles, but that's way too expensive. It will blow our budget, very fiddly, and at the end of the day they're not very good. The other tiles you see on the other roof, that's what I used on the last two houses, but what I did do is put a sandwich board underneath which had a flat top on it. Then I would run metal along it and those would just clip on so you couldn't tell, but it gave us some great insulation. But in this case now, because I think that the effect of that tile has really improved in the last couple of years. And as you know, we're trying to keep as much character as we can in this house. So this is going to be really interesting to see. I'm going to hold my judgment anyway until it's done. Oh, right. Okay, so this is a separate one here to this one, as you've seen, and this is where they interlocked through each other, and I will wire those up, but I'm not going to do that until the very end when we're ready to do the concrete pour, because we may need to move them. But I have to say, I am pleasantly surprised that I've managed to get the distance right from the center of this wall and the center of that wall, so it was definitely worth doing it, but I wouldn't do it that way again just because it's a little bit too fiddly. While I'm working my way down, James is beavering away in the courtyard. He's doing the steps, the tops of them, those tiles, cutting them out. Probably what you can hear. But I wanted to show you this because I know there were a few doubters. I know, but I wanted to show you because James has already done this window all the way around the archway, and that form was a really good idea that I cut out. And it's worked really well. We got some plastic beading around here as well, just to sharpen up the edges, and it will stop any flakes from happening further down the line. That's on the inside as well as the outside. This theoretically now is ready to paint and order the window, but we don't want to do that yet, obviously, until we've got the others done and made sure that we are very happy with this. The painting will be the last thing we do. But I'm very, very glad that we got that sorted. Didn't take long at all, wasn't that difficult, and this now is the texture finish that I'm really pleased with. And then we'll be, after we've done the roof, rendering the front of this. So down in here, you can see this is the bit that I did last week, and that was just to get it nice and flat. James now put the beading on there. He'll have to put it on this side as well, and then he'll do exactly what he did on that window over there. And you can see he's just midway through doing this. And look, see those lights in there? That's a new meter, arrived yesterday. Only took them a couple of days. I ordered it on, or I went in and asked them to do it on Monday, and they came yesterday. This will all need replacing, but this is the new bit that's put in as well. But I want to show you this. So we do have a little bit of electricity, but we have to be careful, of course, because when we were taking the flooring out, and you know we've come to a bit of a halt on that because we want to make sure we do the roof first, we cut the wires, where are they? There, from all the way around all the outside walls, or the inside walls. And there's a couple of exposed ones, so we'll have to tape them up, get it nice and safe, and then make sure that we disconnect actually those ones that we aren't using. We do need one plug socket now, and that's going to be fantastic for the cement mixer. So it'll be nice and quietish going forward. Hello, hello. Good morning. Wow, it's hot already. I haven't even started. I do have my long sleeves on today. I need as much protection as I can. I'm going to try and be indoors as much as possible in the next couple of days. I do have to just pop outside and measure the gap from the last bit of metal I did yesterday across into that corner so I can bend it, and I'm going to try and do that all down here. So with a bit of luck, we'll get that sorted out today. There's another thing that I haven't forgotten, but I just pushed it to one side for a minute, but I am actually going to have to do it before we board it all up, and that is in this area here. We're going to be putting up a glass brick window, and so I need to think about that and get that all knocked out and get some supports above the top of it as well. So that's something I need to bear in mind in the next few days, coming back on Monday, and hopefully we can get this all ready. Before I carry on, I'll just show you this, because James has been toing and throwing between the windows, door, and out here on the steps, and he's been cutting these out, doing a grand job. That's going to look really good. So we'll probably be sticking those down pretty soon. And then we decided, after we noticed that it was heating up very rapidly, that the best thing for us to do once we've sorted the roof out on the house is actually to come back in here and get this roof sorted out as well, because all that needs to come down and then obviously put back all good and proper. Right, time for a little bit of fun, because up until now, this wiring is a little bit boring, so I thought, go back to some of the things I used to do in the past, and I'm going to time it. And I reckon I can do this in around about 32 seconds. It's a little bit awkward because I'm going around a corner, but let's see how we get on. 32 seconds. Oh, actually I was wrong, but I wasn't as wrong as I thought I was going to be. 39 seconds, not bad to do that. So now I think there's only one more to go, but I've got to work out how I'm going to get that up there and onto the corner. seriously hot, and I'm going to do this on the roof this time around just because it's a lot easier to lift it up and over. But I won't bore you with this one as you've already seen me doing it. So I'll see you in a second. Hopefully that'll be wired up. Oh, thank God for that. That is the last one sorted out. But I'm not going to lift that over the top here until Monday now, because I still need to chisel away down there. But to be honest with you, I'm too hot. I'm aching a little bit and my fingers are hurting from twisting that. So I'm going to stop, leave this like this and come back to it on Monday. But at least we've done all the wiring, and now we just need to get it all settled down in there, do a bit of brickwork and board it up. Right, I'm going home. What a really lovely evening. It's lovely and warm. What time is it? 8:30. Beautiful, beautiful. So I made a classic mistake today. I didn't have any food at all and very little water. And so as we managed to get all of that metal work sorted out around the top of the roof, ready for Monday for a good fresh start there, I thought I'd go and have a quick beer in the cafe. Now, I only allow myself one ever so often because I don't really drink too much, but I ended up having 3. You get talked into it. And so right now I'm feeling a little bit like that walking the dogs. So I think what I'm going to do is end the video. I'm going to go back because I'm a bit sticky as well after the heat of the day, have a lovely shower, a hearty meal and a very early night, because tomorrow that digger man who was helping me out with the well is coming back to go along the side of the bus at the back next to the coop and flatten out this mound that I have, get it all sorted out there in the morning, and then that will be lovely going forward when I move the bus back down again to have all that sorted out. So I'd better be alert for that, and that will be in the next video. So thank you all so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. As always, thanks for your comments and the about section, of course. And until Wednesday, look after yourselves and stay happy. Bye bye.